Welcome, Class 7, for your next class of literature in English. We shall continue with the same story, Big Brother, written by Munshi Premchand. Before we continue with the rest of the story, let us recall what we had read earlier. The story is about two brothers who share different opinions and personalities. In the story, the narrator is the younger brother who describes about his elder brother who is 5 years elder to him, but only 3 grades ahead. They lived together in a hostel. The big brother was always glued to his books because he believed in strong foundation. On the other hand, the younger brother always liked to play and used to barely study. This was the reason why he was always scolded by his elder brother, who was very disciplined and hardworking. However, the things turned different. The younger brother, who studied less, managed to secure first position in his grade, whereas the big brother failed. The narrator became proud of himself and started playing in the field more often, whereas the elder brother continued to study even harder. The first time, success might have been a stroke of luck for the narrator, but he proved it wrong by securing first position again. The younger brother became even more proud of himself as he was only 1 grade behind his elder brother and believed that now his elder brother would no longer be able to scold him. When the narrator saw his elder brother cry on his failure, he could no longer control his emotions and cried along with him, forgetting everything about his success. Nevertheless, in spite of that, the evil thought crossed my mind. There was an evil thought that came into the mind of the narrator that if he failed once more, if his elder brother failed once more, we would be in the same class and there would be no scope for his lecture. After that, his elder brother would not be able to lecture him, would be able to scold him. But the next moment, I was ashamed of my thought and chided myself and scolded myself. After all, it was only for my good that he scolded me. Thereafter, after that, my brother changed his behavior towards me. Several times an occasion arose when I deserved a scolding, but he talked to me in a gentle manner. There were times when I was mischievous and I went out of way and I knew I would be scolded, but my elder brother would never scold me, rather would speak in a gentle manner. Perhaps he had realized that he did not have the right to lecture me anymore. My independence grew. I took advantage of my success and used my freedom. And I began to take undue advantage of his tolerance, of his patience. I presumed that I would pass the next time too, whether I studied or not. And I took it for granted whether I study or not, I would surely pass the examination. The little amount of time that I had devoted to studies earlier was spent in play. Now started devoting even less time to my studies. I developed a passion for flying kites and spent all my time in that sport. I tried my best to conceal this practice, to hide this practice from my brother, but was unsuccessful. However, one day I was far away from the hostel and was running after a kite. I was trying to save it from a group of boys who chased it with a long bamboo pole, and suddenly I collided with my brother. As usual, he was in the field, and one day he was running behind a kite in order to save it from a group of boys who were chasing it, who were running after it with a long bamboo pole. And at the same moment, suddenly the narrator collided he hit with his elder brother. He hit against his elder brother. He was coming from the market. He grabbed me angrily and shouted. He grabbed me, he held me tightly, and in an angry manner he shouted at me. Aren't you ashamed to be running with the street boys after a one paisa kite? You are an eighth grade boy and should have some sense. You must have assumed that just because I'm one grade ahead of you now, I have no right to say anything. Please remember, I am 5 years older than you and always will be. Even if you get an MA or a PhD, you are still my younger brother. Goes on to tell him that understanding does not come from books. Think of our mother. She never went to school, and father probably never went beyond the fifth grade. He tries to make him understand that though his mother is an illiterate and father has not studied beyond fifth class, yet they are more learned. However, they still have the right to correct us, not just because they are our parents, but also because they have lived longer and have more experience than us. Here, the elder brother tries to make his younger brother understand that learning does not come only from books. It also comes from the experience that we hold in our life. He tells his younger brother that they may be ignorant about what is happening in USA, but there are many practical things that they know about. That his parents may lack knowledge about what is happening in the world around, but there are so many practical things which the parents are aware. Tomorrow, if I fall sick, the best thing that you could do is send home a telegram. But father won't do that. He tells his younger brother that in case I fall sick here in the hostel, you could only send a telegram. But father would try something else. He would try for a remedy. He would try for some kind of medication or a therapy, or else go to a doctor. We find it difficult to make our allowance last through the month. Here, allowance refers to the pocket money that they get. He says, we find it very difficult for ourselves to manage with the limited pocket money that we are given by our parents. However, father has brought up a family on half of what the two of us spend today. And he further tells them that father knows how to manage the expenditure. He spends less and still he is able to manage a family and help us attain good education. So, brother, don't be proud of having caught up with me and being independent. I will see that you do not go off the track. I know you do not like my lectures, but I am doing my duty. The elder brother here tries to make his younger one understand that he should not be proud of his achievement, of his success in his different classes, and should not take undue advantage of him. Being elder, he would take care that he does not go astray. Though he knew that he did not like his lectures, but he also made him realize that being elder in the hostel, it is his duty to take care of him. This new approach here refers to the attitude of the elder brother. Of my brother completely stunned me, shocked me. I was mortified. I was ashamed at my behavior. I realized my own significance and felt a new respect for my brother. Here, he realized that he hardly had any importance. His elder brother was much more important than him. With tears in my eyes, I said, I realize my folly. The narrator told his elder brother that he had realized his foolishness. What you have said is very true. You have every right to say it. And told him that whatever he had told him was very true, was very correct, and he had every right to say so because he was elder and he had more experience than him. On hearing my words, my brother embraced me. He hugged me tightly and said, I don't forbid you to fly kites. I don't ban you from flying kites. I like doing it myself. However, if I do that, who will look after you? But at the same time, he said he had the responsibility of looking after his younger brother, so he did not get involved in other activities. Suddenly, a kite that had been cut loose hovered over us, drifted over us, its string dangling down, hanging down. A group of boys were chasing it. My brother jumped up and caught hold of the string and ran towards the hostel. He had a smile on his face. Without a minute's delay, I followed him, trying to get hold of the kite in his hand. And without wasting any time, the narrator followed his elder brother to the hostel, trying to get hold of the kite that his elder brother had. Let us now look at the title justification of the story. Big Brother is the story of narrator's elder brother. He was very hardworking and dedicated. He believed in strong foundation and understood the value of education. Although he was not as intelligent as his younger brother, but he was much wiser than him. He knew the sacrifice of his parents and behaved like a responsible elder son. He scolded Arthur whenever he wasted his time and energy. Being elder, he fulfilled his duty honestly and corrected Arthur even when he himself was broken. He was the one who helped narrator to change his attitude at the end of story. Thus, the title of the story is apt. There are a number of themes that Munshi Premchand tries to highlight through the story. He highlights the theme of innocence, pride, experience, education, and sacrifice. He also brings forth the sibling love and respect for each other. In the end of the story, the younger brother realizes the importance of his elder brother. It does not matter that how intelligent we are from our elders. Whenever they need to correct us, they have the right to scold us as they are more experienced. Children, I hope you have understood the story well, and you too shall develop love and respect for your elders, as they are more experienced and sacrifice a lot for you. Thank you. Have a nice day.